First rule for derivative of a constant function is if f is a function with the constant value c, then the derivative is equal to 0. As all of you know that if f of x is equal to 5, it's the same as y is equal to 5. Y is equal to 5, if you are going to represent it in the coordinate plane, is going to be represented by straight line parallel to the x-axis and passes through the point y is equal to 5. So this is the straight line y is equal to 5. Now it's a horizontal line. And what is the slope of any horizontal line? The slope of any horizontal line is 0. So the derivative, which is f dash of x, can be written as dy by dx, can be written as df of dx for these functions is equal to 0. Why? Because the slope of any horizontal line is equal to 0. So if f of x is equal 5, 7, negative half, pi power 3, e power 1 or e power 2, even if it's any constant, okay, but to the power of a value, not the power of x, its derivative is equal to 0. Its derivative is equal to 0. Differentiate. The first one is y is equal to x to the power of 3. So I wanted to find dy by dx, or y dash, or f dash of x, or the first derivative. All of these are names for differentiate y. So dy by dx, this is the power rule. So I'm going to put down the power. So 3 times 2. If you wanted to put the constant outside, and then derivative of x power 3 is, I put down the exponent, taking 1 from the exponent, so it's going to be 6x to the power of 2. To solve the second one, I need first to write it in the form of terms of x. So I can write it as y is equal to x to the power of negative 8. So dy by dx is equal to, and x power negative 8, I'm going to put down the exponent. Taking from the exponent 1 is going to be negative 9. So it's negative 16x power negative 9, which can be written as negative 16x to the power of 9. As I moved 9 from the numerator to the denominator, I changed the sign. Regarding number 3, y is equal 7, and we know that 7 is a constant. So dy by dx for number 3 is equal to 0, as the derivative of any constant is equal to 0. For the first one, I wanted to differentiate y is equal 4th root of x. So first, I gotta start by writing x as a power, so it's x, or as exponent, so it's x power quarter. Okay, now I wanted to find dy by dx. I'm going to put down the exponent, which is a quarter, and the power I'm going to take from the power 1, so it's gonna be quarter x power negative 3 over 4. If you wanted to write x power negative 3 over 4 in simplest form, it's gonna be quarter the 4th root of x to the power of 3. 3 is the power, 4 is the root. 4 is the root. And of course, 4 here doesn't change its place. For the second one, number 5, 8x to the power of 3 over 2. So it's 8. Let me first write dy by dx. So dy by dx is equal, 8 is a constant. Put down the power of 3 over 2, or the exponent of x, and then take from the exponent 1 is going to be power half. Then 8 multiplied by 3 over 2 is 12x to the power of half. Notice that x power half can be written as 12 root of x. 12. From where I figure out the half? From 3 over 2 minus 1, subtracting from the exponent 1. Finally, this is y. I need to rearrange it, so I'm going to write it as y is equal 4 over x to the power of fifth, which can be written as 4x to the power of negative 1 over 5. So dy by dx is equal 4, put down the exponent, take from the exponent 1, is going to be negative 6 over 5. So it's negative 4 over 5 x power negative 6 over 5. If you want to write it in simplest form, negative 4 in the numerator, 5 in the denominator, and the fifth root of x to the power of 6. Fifth root of x to the power of 6. Regarding question number 7, I wanted to find dy by dx, the first derivative of the variable y or the function y. So it's 4 and x to the power of 8, put down the exponent, take from the exponent 1, so it's 32x to the power of 7. 32x to the power of 7. For the second one, I wanted to find dy by dx. Directly, I can put down the exponent multiplied by 4, so 2 by 4 is 8, taken from the exponent 1, so it's 8x to the power of 1. Finally, number 9, dy by dx. Do you remember if you have a straight line y is equal to 7x? It's represented by a straight line passing through the origin. And the slope here is the coefficient of x. So the derivative is the same as the slope. So the slope is 7. Again, if you have coefficient multiplied by x to the power of 1, only x. So the derivative is the coefficient of x. The y is equal to negative 9, and I wanted to find the derivative of y. So for number 10, dy by dx is equal to 0. Why? Because negative 9 is a number, so it's a constant, and the derivative of a constant is give me 0. Regarding number 11, I can write y in the form of 5x to the power of negative 1, as it's 5 to the power of x to the power of 1 in the denominator, so I'm going to write it in the numerator as 5x to the power of negative 1. So dy by dx is equal, I'm going to put down the power, so multiply negative 1 by 5, which is negative 5, subtract it from the power 1, so it's going to be negative 5x power negative 2, which can be written as negative 5 over x squared. Number 12, y is equal to root x. To write it, I want to write it as a power of x, so it's 2x to the power of half. So dy by dx is equal. 2 is a constant. Derivative of x to the power of half, I'm going to put down the power, subtract it from the exponent 1, so it's a half minus 1, which is negative half. So this one is x to the power of negative half. So 2 times half is 1. So it's 1x power negative half, which is equal 1 over root x in its simplest form. To solve number 13, I need to write y is equal 1 over x squared in terms of power of x. So it's x power 2 in the denominator, so we can write it in the denominator, so it's x power negative 2. So dy by dx is equal negative 2x to the power of negative 3 after subtracting 1 from the power, which can be written as negative 2x to the power of 3. Number 14, I will write or rewrite the equation as 2 over 3 x power negative half. Let's take it step by step. It's 2 over 3 and root x is x to the power of half. So it's 2 over 3 and x power negative half. Now dy by dx. 2 over 3 is a constant. And then I'm going to put down the power, which is negative 1 over 2, taking from the power 1 or subtracting from the exponent 1, so it's going to be negative half minus 1, which is negative 3 over 2. So 2 over 3 multiplied by negative 1 over 3 is negative third x power negative 3 over 2. This is the exponent and this is the root. So I can rewrite it as negative 1 over 3, the root of x to the power of 3 in the denominator. Notice that this is 3, not third root. in simplest form. Number 15, directly I can write y as x power 2 over 3. So dy by dx, put down the power, which is 2 over 3x, subtract from 2 over 3 1. So it's 2 over 3 x power negative third, which can be written as 2 over 3 the cubic root of x. Cubic root of x in the denominator. Number 16, y is equal 3x power 3 plus 9x squared minus 6x plus 15. And as we can see, it's written in terms of power of x, so it's directly I can find dy by dx for each term. 3x to the power of 3, I'm going to put down the exponent, so 3 by 3 is 9. Taken from the power 1, so it's x squared. Plus 2 multiplied by 9 is 18. Taken from the power 1, so it's x power 1. Minus 6x, its derivative is 6. And 15 is a constant, so its derivative is 0, that we don't write. So we don't write plus 0. Before we start solving number 17, I need to expand the bracket first. So I need to multiply x by x and multiply x by 2. So x squared plus 2x. Then negative 1 by x is negative 1x. Negative 1 multiplied by 2 is negative 2. Now, it's x squared, add the like term, so it's plus 1x minus 2. So dy by dx is equal 2x, I put down the power, subtract from the power 1, plus, since it's 1x, I'm taking the coefficient, which is 1. So notice that we simplified y first, and we wrote it as terms of x, or terms of the power of x, and then we start find the derivative. We are going to do the same step for number 18. So first I'm going to expand x squared times x is x to the power of 3 plus x squared times 3 is 3x squared plus 1x plus 3. I don't have any like terms here. So dy by dx is equal 3x to the power of 2. I put down the power, subtract from the power 1 or subtract from the exponent 1, plus 2 times 3 is 6, x to the power of 1 after subtracting 1 from 2, plus 1x, the coefficient of x is 1, so the derivative of 1x is 1. Question number 19, I wanted to find the derivative of y is equal x squared multiplied by 1 minus x. So as we used to, we need to write y as a terms of x. So let's expand x squared times 1 is x squared, and x squared multiplied by negative x is negative x to the power of 3. Now I can find dy by dx. So I'm going to put down the power, taking from the power 1 or the exponent 1, so it's going to be 2x power 1 minus 3, I put down the exponent, taking from the exponent 1, so it's going to be 3x to the power of 2. This was number 19. Regarding number 20, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to rewrite x as a sum of terms of x, or as a power of x. So x times x minus 1 times x plus 1. Notice that x plus 1 times x minus 1 is x squared minus 1, because it's a difference of two squares. So it can be written as x power 3 after expanding the bracket minus x. So dy by dx is equal 3, I put down the exponent, taking from the exponent 1, minus derivative of x is the coefficient, and the coefficient in this case is 1. Regarding number 21, y is equal root of x multiplied by x minus 2. So you need to write it as exponent or power of x. So root x is x to the power of half, multiply x to the power of 1 minus 2. Let me write for you the one to clarify for you the coming steps. X power half multiplied by x, I'm going to add the power, so it's x power 3 over 2, which is 1 plus half, minus 2x to the power of half. So I wrote y as a terms of power of x. So now I can find dy by dx easily. So I put down the exponent, which is 3 over 2, taking from the exponent 1, so 3 over 2 minus 1, which is half, minus 2 is a constant. I put down the exponent, which is half, and taking from the exponent 1, so it's negative half. Let's simplify it. So it's 3 over 2 root of x, as x bar half can be written as root x, minus 2 multiply half is 1, and x power negative 2 is 1 over root x. Notice that here is the power is in negative in the up in the numerator, so I'm taking it down to the denominator. So don't forget that. X to the power of half is equal to root of x. X to the power of half is equal to root x. But x to the power of negative half is 1 over root x. 1 over root of x. For the first one, y is equal to r multiplied by r minus 4 plus r multiplied r plus 4. So I need to write y, number 22, in terms of power of x, so of r. So 2r by r is 2r squared minus 8r after I expanded, plus r squared, r by r, and r by 4 is 4r. So y is equal, adding the like terms, 3r squared, negative 8, and positive 4 is negative 4r. So dy by dr, because y here is a function in r, or as a equation in r in terms of r, so I can't find dy by dx. So dy by dr is 6r after I put down the power taken from the power 1 minus 4. 6r minus 4. Number 23, I can write number 23 here. Number 23, it's the same as half x squared. So x squared over 2 the same as x half x to the power of 2 minus x plus 1 over x can be written as x to the power of negative 1. So dy by dx is equal. I am going to put down the exponent, which is 2. 2 multiplied by half is 1. Taking from the exponent 1, so it's 1x to the power of 1. Minus derivative of x is 1. Then I'm going to put down the power, which is negative 1. Subtract from the power 1 is going to be negative 2. Which can be written as 1x minus 1 minus 1 over x squared. 1 over x squared in simplest form. The last one is very easy. Y is equal r plus 1 times r minus 2. So let's expand. And by the way, later we are going to study something called the product rule. But it's easier here to not to use the product rule, as you can simplify. Yeah. So it's r squared minus 2r plus 1r minus 2. Adding the like terms, so it's r squared minus r minus 2. So dy by dr is equal 2r minus 1. 2r minus 1. Number 25, I will expand the bracket. So t squared multiplied by 1 is t squared, and t squared multiplied by t is t to the power of 3. So dy by dt is equal to t, I put down the exponent taken from the exponent 1, minus I put down the exponent taken from the exponent 1. 26 y is equal 4. First I need to expand the bracket 2t minus 1 to the power of 2. It means 2t minus 1 multiply 2t minus 1. So it's 4. 2t by 2t is 4t square minus 4t plus 1. Then you are going to expand. So it's going to be 4 by 4 16t square minus 4 by 4 16t plus 4. This is y. I need to find dy by dt, as y is an equation in terms of t. So I'm going to put down the power, so or the exponent. 2 by 16 is 32 t to the power of 1 minus 16t with the coefficient is 16, and any constant its derivative is 0. So it's 32t minus 16. Now listen carefully. For question 27, y is equal 1 plus x over x. If you have one term, only one term in the denominator, you can use the split method or the split way or rule that we are going to represent for you right now. But if you have a function or more than one term in the denominator, you are going to have to use the quotient rule. Later we are going to learn. But since you have only one term, you can split the two terms up into 1 over x plus x over x. So it's 1 over x. Since you have the same denominator, you are going to add the numerator, so it's going to be the same. So y is equal 1 over x can be written as x to the power of negative 1, and x over x is 1. Now dy by dx is equal, I'm going to put down the power, which is negative 1, x power negative 2 plus derivative of 1 is 0. So this one can be written as negative 1 over x square. Negative 1 over x square. 29. I need to rewrite the question number 29 in the form of sum of terms of the power of x. So I'm going to split the fractions into x squared divided by 2x plus x over 2x. So y is equal 1 divided by 2 is half, x squared divided by x is x, plus half, as x divided by x is 1. So I'm going to divide dy by dx over y dash, and we can call it as f dash of x is equal, since I have half of x, so I'm taking the coefficient, so the coefficient is half, and derivative of any constant is 0, so the final answer is half. For number 29, y is equal 1 divided by x minus x to the power of half divided by x. Why is that? Because root x is the same as x to the power of half. Now y is equal 1 over x can be written as x to the power of negative 1 minus x power half over x power 1. I'm going to subtract the power, so it's going to be half minus 1, it's negative half. Notice that all of that is a simplify of the value or the coefficient of y, Now let's find dy by dx. I put down the exponent, which is negative 1, taken from the exponent 1, so it's negative 2. Then I put down the exponent, which is negative half, so it's going to be positive half, x taken from the power 1, so negative half minus 2 is negative 3 over 2. Of course, this is not the simplest form, so if I wanted to write the simplest form of this one, it's going to be y is equal negative 1 divided by x squared, as it's x power negative 2 in the numerator, move down x power 2, plus 1 over 2, and the root of x to the power of 3. This is 2 multiplied by third root. This is the exponent, and this one is the root. and negative, it means that it's in the denominator. For question 30, I have rational functions. Y is equal x squared minus 2x plus 4 divided by x squared. So first I need to split it as x squared divided by x squared minus 2x divided by x squared plus 4 divided by x squared, which can be written as x squared divided by itself is 1 minus 2x divided by x is 2 over x, which can be written later, later as 2x to the power of negative 1, plus 4 over x squared, which is 4 power negative x squared, so negative 2, so it's 4x to the power of negative 2. Now I can find dy by dx easily. Derivative of any constant is 0. And derivative of negative 2x to the power of negative 1, I'm going to put down the power. So negative 1 multiplied by negative 2 is 2. X taken from the power 1, so subtract from the exponent 1, so negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 multiplied by 4 is negative 8. Subtracting from the power 1 is going to be negative 3. So dy by dx is equal 2 over x squared minus 8 divided by x power 3 in simplest form, as we cannot keep it as a negative power. For question 31, y is equal 2 minus x squared, which can be written as 2 over x power 3 minus x squared divided x power 3. So y is equal 2x to the power of negative 3 minus x to the power of negative 1, as 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Now I can find dy by dx is equal, I put down negative 3 multiplied by 2 is negative 6. Taken from the power 1, so it's negative 4. I put down the exponent negative 1. Negative 1 multiplied by negative 1 is positive 1. Subtract from the exponent 1 is going to be negative 2, which can be written as negative 6x to the power of 4 plus 1 over x to the power of 2. For question 32, you need to expand the numerator first. So 2 by x is 2x, and 2 by negative 1 is negative 2. And I'm going to write root x as x to the power of half. Then I'm going to split the fraction into, or the fractional functions into 2x over x power half and negative 2 over x to the power of half. So y is equal 2, and x power 1 divided by x power half, I'm going to subtract the power, so it's x power half. Minus negative times negative is positive. No, I don't have negative here, sorry, it's my bad. So it's negative 2x to the power of negative half, as it's half in the denominator. So dy by dx is equal, half by 2 is 1. I put down the exponent. Taking from the exponent 1, so half minus 1 is negative 2. I put down the exponent, so negative half multiplied by 2 is positive 1. Subtract from the exponent 1, so it's negative 3 over 2. And this one could be written as 1 over root x plus 1 over the root of x to the power of 3. 1 over root of x to the power of 3. 33. Regarding question number 33, I need to expand the numerator first. So y is equal x square, first square, second term square, which is 3 square. Then I put down the plus, first times second times 2. So 1 by x by 3, which is 6x divided by x. So y is equal x square divided by x plus 6 divided by x plus 9 over x, which can be written as x plus 6 plus 9x to the power of negative 1. So dy by dx is equal, derivative of x is 1, derivative of any number is 0, Then when I put down the power or the exponent, it's going to be negative 9. Taking from the power 1 or subtracting from the power 1 is going to be x negative 2. So it's 1 minus 9 over x squared. So it's 1 minus 9 over x squared. For question 34, it's written in terms of y, so I need to find dy by dx. I will put down the exponent, which is 6, so 6 multiplied by 2 is 12. Subtract from the exponent 1 is going to be to the power 5. Minus 3 multiplied by 8 is 24, and x to the power of 2. And the derivative of any constant is 0, so I'm not going to write it. This is for question 34. For question 35, y is equal, I need to write x in power term, so it's x to the power of 2 divided by 3. Notice that 2 for the exponent and 3 is for the root. So dy by dx, I put down the power, which is 2 over 3, multiplied by the 9, subtract from the power 1. So it's going to be x power negative 1 over 3. So 2 over 3 multiplied by 9 is 6, x to the power of negative third, which can be written as 6 divided by the third root of x. Finally, question 36. I need first to write y in terms of x. So y is equal 5 x to the power of negative 3 minus 3 x to the power of negative 2 plus 1 x to the power of negative 1 minus 3. So I moved all the denominator with the positive power up with a negative power. Now dy by dx is equal, I put down the power, negative 3 by 5 is negative 15 x to the power of negative 4 after subtracting 1 from negative 3. Then negative 2 multiplied by negative 3 is positive 6. Subtract from the power 1 is negative 3. Negative 1 multiplied by 1 is negative 1 x to the power of negative 2. So dy by dx is equal negative 15 divided by x to the power of 4 plus 6 divided by x to the power of 3 minus 1 divided by x to the power of 2 in a simplest form with a positive power. Regarding question number 37, it's ready. It's written in the y of the terms of x to the power. So all what I have to do is apply the rule of derivative. So dy by dx, this is number 37, is equal, I'm going to put down the exponent. So 3 by 3 is 9. Taking from the exponent 1 or subtract from the exponent 1 plus 2 by 4 is 8 x to the power of 1 minus 2. Since I have x, I'm taking the coefficient of x. This was number 37. Regarding number 38, I just need to write y is equal to x power 6 and write x power 6 as x to the power of negative 6. That will be easier. So dy by dx is equal, put down the power, so 6 by 2 is 12, x to the power of 5 after subtracting from 6, 1. Negative, because negative by positive is negative, 6, x to the power of negative 7. Why? Because after subtracting 1 from negative 6 is going to be negative 7. So this one can be written as 12x power 5 minus 6 over x to the power of 7, and this is dy by dx. This is dy by dx. Number 39. First, I need to write y as a sum of terms of x. So it's x power 4 minus 4x to the power of 2 plus 3 minus 4x to the power of negative 2 minus 6x to the power of negative 4. So dy by dx is equal 4x to the power of 3 after subtracting from the power 1 minus, put down the power, 2 by 4 is 8, x to the power of 1. Any coefficient, any value with any constant value without x, its derivative is 0. Then negative 2 multiplied by negative 1 is positive 8 x to the power of negative 3 after subtracting 1 from negative 2. Negative multiplied by negative is positive 24 x to the power of negative 5. Simplest form is 4x to the power of 3 minus 8x to the power of 1 plus 8 over x to the power of 3 plus 24 over x to the power of 5. 24 over x to the power of 5. So I'm going to write, first I'm going to write y. I'm going to expand the brackets up. I know that this is difference of 2 squares, so it's x squared minus 4 multiplied by 2x plus 1 divided by x to the power of half. I'm going to write root x as x to the power of half. Then I'm going to expand the bracket, so it's 2x to the power of 3. X squared multiplied by 1 is 1x squared. Negative 4 by 2 is negative 8x, negative 4 over x to the power of half. Then I'm going to split it up, so 2x power 3 divided x to the power of 2 plus 1 over x squared divided x to the power of half minus 8x divided x to the power of half minus 4 over x to the power of half. So y is equal 3 minus half is 2.5, and you can write as 2.5 by the way, plus 2 minus half is 1.5 minus 1 minus half is 0.5. As when we subtract x, when we divided x power m divided by x power n, we are subtracting the power. When we're dividing the same base, we are subtracting the power. Minus 4x to the power of negative half. Now I can do the derivative of y, which is dy by dx. So dy by dx, I'm going to put down the power. 2.5 times 2 is 5. Taken from the power 1, it's going to be 1.5. Plus, put down the power, 1.5. Taken from the exponent 1, it's going to be 0.5. Minus half by 8 is 4. Taken from the power 1 is negative half. Negative half multiplied by negative 4 is positive 2. Positive 2. X to the power of negative half minus 1 is negative 3 over 2. Now, the simplest form of dy by dx is 5x power 3 over 2, the power as a fraction, plus 1.5 is 3 over 2, and x power half is root x, minus 4 over root x, as x power negative half is root x, plus 2 over the root of x to the power of 3. 2 over the root of x to the power of 3. To solve equation 41, you need first to expand the bracket. This is root x, which can be written as x to the power of 1 over 2, which is the power of half. These are difference of 2 squares, 2x and 2x, positive and negative 3. So 2x by 2x is 4x to the power of 2 minus 9 multiplied by x plus 1. So y is equal 4x squared multiplied by x is 4x to the power of 3. 4x multiplied by positive 1 is positive 4x squared. Negative 9x minus 9 over x to the power of half. Then all what you have to do is to split the fractions. So 4x to the power of 3 over x to the power of 2 plus 4x to the power of 2 over x to the power of half minus 9x over x to the power of half minus 9 over x to the power of half. If you have x to the power of m divided by x to the power of n, it's equal x power m minus n. If you are dividing the same base, you are subtracting the power. If you are dividing the same base, you are subtracting the power. So I can write y as 4x to the power of 2.5 as 3 minus half is 2.5 plus 4x to the power of 1.5, 2 minus half is 1.5 minus 9 x to the power of half or 0.5, you can write as a fraction or decimal. At the end, we are going to change them all into fractions. minus 9x to the power of negative half. Notice that it's power half in the denominator, it's move up power negative half. Now I can find dy by dx easily. So 2.5 multiplied by 4 is 10. Subtracting from the power 1 is 1.5. Plus 1.5 multiplied by 4 is 6. Subtract from the power 1 is going to be 0.5. Minus half by 9 is 9 over 2 or 4.5. And half minus 1 is negative half. Negative multiplied by negative is positive. Half multiplied by 9 is 9 over 2. Subtracting from half, and notice that half minus 1 is negative half. But negative half minus 1 is negative 3 over 2. So it's negative 3 over 2. Now I want to write it in simplest form. I can write it as 10x power 3 over 2 plus 6 root of x, x power half is root of x, minus 9 over 2 root of x, x power negative half move down root x, plus 9 over 2 root, this one is for the root and this one for the exponent, so it's x to the power of 3. So y, I don't need to simplify it, so I need to find dy by dx directly. Since this one is a constant, so its derivative is 0. The derivative of any constant is 0. For x power negative 1, put down the power, multiply negative 1 by 4, so it's negative 4. Subtract from the power 1, so it's x power negative 2. Minus 3 over 5. Put down the power, which is negative 2. Subtract from the power 1, so it's negative 3. So it's negative 4 divided by x to the power of 2 minus negative by negative is going to change into positive 6 over 5, and x power 3 I can move it down with the positive power. So dy by dx, which is the first derivative of the function y, is negative 4 over x squared plus 6 over 5x to the power of 3. The first step that you are going to write right now is to write y in terms of x to the power. So this one is x to the power of 2 over 3. 2 is the exponent and 3 is the root. So the root will be the denominator of the fraction, minus 5 x to the power of 1 and outside the root is 3 plus 9 minus the difference between x cubic root of x and 1 over the cubic root of x is that this one is a negative power, so it's 3x to the power of negative 1 over 3 minus 4 to the power of x power negative 2 over 3. So it's easy right now to find dy, the derivative with respect to x, or the first derivative of the function y. So if you have x to the power of n, so d by dx for x to the power of n is n, x to the power of n minus 1. I put down the power and subtract from the exponent or the power 1. So it's 2 over 3 and x power 2 over 3 minus 1. And then negative 5 multiplied by third power x to the power of third minus 1. Any constant, its derivative is 0. Minus 3, I put down the power, subtracting from the power 1, so it's negative 1 over 3 minus 1. Minus 4, I put down the power, subtract from the power 1 or the exponent 1, so negative 2 over 3 minus 1. So dy by dx is equal 2 over 3 x to the power of negative 1 over 3 minus 5 over 3 x to the power of negative 2 over 3 plus 1 x to the power of negative 4 over 3 plus 8 over 3 and x power negative 5 over 3. So I can write dy by dx as, to write this one in simplest form, it's 2 divided by 3 third root of x minus 5 over 3 root of x to the power of 2 third root plus 1 over third root of x to the power of 4 minus plus 8 over 3 third root of x to the power of 5. By the way, if you try to take x as a power third or negative third, you can do it, but I prefer this simplest form. These are two functions, x to the power of 2 multiplied by x to the power of 2 over 3. 2 is the exponent or the power, and here is the third root. So I can write y as one term to the power of x. When I'm multiplying when I'm multiplying the same base, I'm adding the power. So it's 2 plus 2 over 3. So it's x to the power of 3 and 8. So it's 8 over 3. Now I can find dy by dx. And dy by dx is equal to put down the power, taking from the power 1 or subtracting from the power 1, so 8 over 3 minus 1. So it's 8 over 3 x to the power of 5 over 3. Y is equal, I'm going to simplify this one, it's going to be x squared minus 1 multiply x plus 2 divided by root x, and root x is x to the power of half. So x squared times x is x to the power of 3, x squared times 2 is 2x squared, negative 1 by x is negative 1x, and negative 1 by 2 is negative 2 over x power half. Then I'm going to split it, so x power 3 over x power half plus 2 over x power half minus 1 over x power half 1x minus 2 over x to the power of half. So I can write y as a sum of terms of x. So y is equal x power 2.5 plus 2x, this is x squared, power 1.5 after subtracting the power, minus x to the power 0.5 minus 2x to the power of negative 0.5 or negative half, as you prefer. Finally, at the end, at the last step, you can write it as fraction. So dy by dx is equal, I'm going to put down the power, so 2.5, and subtract it from the exponent 1, so it's going to be 1.5, plus 1.5 multiplied by 2 is 3, subtracted from the power 1, so it's going to be 0.5, minus half, subtracted from half 1, it's negative half. Negative by negative is positive, and half times 2 is 1, but subtracting from the power 1 is going to be negative 3 over 2. Simplest form of this one is 5 over 2 x power 3 over 2 plus 3 root x minus half root x plus 1 over root of x to the power of